This next clip on Storytime with Vaughn consists of years ago. What were we? About 20? We were probably about 20, wasn't we?
Yeah. I know we were 20.
About
20
years old.
2001. I remember.
And our buddy Terry had been living at Chad's grandparents' house, and Terry had got a job in corrections up in Joliet, or no, Statesville, or something like that. I don't know, but he had to leave early this next morning to go to the wherever it is you go to start your training or whatever the case. And it was probably about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and I show up down there, and you were already there, of course, I think.
Yeah, I was living there again.
And Terry was like at Dorothy and Rogers. Like, you go out and there's a driveway, and then over here is like another driveway where they built on for Chad's uncle and aunt when they come camping. And Terry was sitting out there just drinking a couple beers or whatever, and Chad was out there, and we're just sitting there bullshitting, and Terry's like, "Well, I can't stay up too late. I gotta drive all the way up Joliet. It's like a 6-hour drive. He's got to get up at like 6 in the morning." Well, before you know it, like, I think that was when Pinnell came over and was wrestling with a cooler, wasn't it?
I was passed out at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Because what happened before we went and got on the deck, before you even showed up...
You'd found that weed, hadn't you?
Yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't say I found it.
No, I mean, you had it, but you just rediscovered it.
No, I don't remember. Anyway, all I know is I had a bag of dope, and
I didn't smoke none of it, though.
And before everybody got there, I went out and I smoked a couple bowls, I probably smoked off a can because I didn't have a bowl. Yeah, I smoked it out of a Coke can. Anyway, I got pretty high. Well, I never really mixed weed and booze before, and we went out there and was sitting on the little deck thing, and I thought that I'd only drank a few beers, and but I guess according to Terry, you guys, I drank like some just immense amount of alcohol and didn't realize it. And I remember I stood up and I was like, oh my God, and it's the most messed up this day I've ever been, I'm pretty sure. And I got up and I started walking back to the house. I didn't feel good. And I asked Vaughn to come with me because I felt so bad. I literally thought I was going to go to the hospital, and he just kind of brushed it off. And I forget who else was there. Belford was there at that point. Hayden probably was, but none of the cooler wrestling had started.
Yeah.
And I got up and I started walking from the deck and walked straight into my grandpa's truck. I could barely get the back door unlocked to go in. I remember I had to go take a shit for whatever reason. So I went to the bathroom, and my grandparents' bathroom, the lock they had was one of the little hook things, locks, yeah. And it was up the top of the door, and I remember I had to like throw my arm up there, like had to hurl my arm like that up there to get it up there. And I just remember sitting there on the toilet for I don't know how long. Vaughn checked on me, and I remember after I got through using the bathroom, I went and laid face down in the bed with my arms at my side like somebody just shot me and laid me out, and I slept the entire night like that. I woke up in the same position.
The thing is, like, we were out there, and once Chad, I could always tell when Chad wasn't feeling good because he just has this look on his face like, he's either going to explode or shit his pants. Well, he had that look, and I'm like, he's like, I'm going to go use the bathroom. And I'm like, all right, And he starts to walk off, and then he looks back and he goes, will you come with me? And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to the fucking bathroom with you. And I knew what he meant. He didn't want me to go in the bathroom with him. He just wanted me to help him there or whatever. So I'm like, no, dude, I'm not going in there with you. So, he goes in the house, and we think he's going to come back out in like 10 minutes or something. And in the meantime, me and Terry's still drinking, and I think it was our buddy Matt Pinnell showed up. Well, comes over there, and I think Terry had this cooler, and Pinnell starts wrestling with the cooler. And it was making all kinds of noise. Well, it wakes up Pa. Well, Nanny comes down, and long story short, like, we told Nanny it was our buddy Hayden dropped by, and he was drunk and he was doing all this. Well, we did something else, and we kept him basically up all night. Well, after about an hour, I realized Chad's not back. So I'm like, where the fuck is Watson at? And they're like, I don't know, he went in there to take a shit. So I go in the house, and like, I look in the bedroom, Chad's not there at that point. So like, I knock on the door, I'm like, you decent? He's like, yeah. So like, And in the bathroom, it's like there's a toilet and the sink's like right here. You could literally like sit a magazine on the counter and read it. And Chad's sitting there like this. I don't even think you had your pants down or anything. You were just sitting there at that time. So he's sitting there like this. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm dying or something like that. So I don't know if I got him to go lay in bed or he just, wanted to be there a little bit and then eventually went to bed. But I remember we pissed Dorothy off and woke her up. At that point, she had sat on the porch and was smoking cigarettes and drinking tea. And we were literally too scared to go in. Of course, I could leave whenever I wanted, but I didn't want to leave Terry hanging there. And by that time, it was like 4 a.m, and Terry'd been drinking like pretty much the whole time. I don't think he was drunk, but he was pretty buzzed. And then he literally had to get up and leave at 6 o'clock, and he was too scared to go in to like go to sleep. So I don't think he got any sleep at all, did he?
I don't know, but I don't know what was so terrifying about my grandma.
Dude, to this day, if she was pissed off right now, we'd still
I mean, I understand then, but looking back, it's like, what was she going to really do?
Nothing, but it was still just the fact that Nanny's pissed.